and welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm Mary Trimble, your astrologer and tarot reader, here with your readings for July the 1st through July the 7th. These readings come in three sections, guys. First the intro, then the astrology report, and then the tarot reading. And there will be skip times if you're checking out your sun, moon and rising in the show more section below. So look out for that. Sometimes it takes me a minute to get all the links to the other videos down there, but check them out. These are general readings, guys. Please don't assume that everything I say here is applicable to you. Just take what resonates and leave the rest. And if you would like a personal, more tailored reading for you, go to my website. And the link to my website is below, and just check out the kind of readings that I offer. Firstly, I want to really apologize for last week. I only got I think it was eight readings out. And I got some tragic and shocking news. I recently interviewed a wonderful astrologer, Dan First, and we recorded the interview on June the 13th, and we plan to release it on the 1st, right before the eclipse. But unfortunately, he passed away on Sunday, June the 23rd. So I just didn't have it in me to do the readings. I was deeply saddened, and I'm very upset about that loss. Anyway, I'm sorry. Out of respect, I asked his family permission to release it as we agreed upon, the time that Dan and I had agreed upon. He was excited about it. I'm excited about it. It's really a great subject. He was an astrocartographer. So check that out on Sunday night. Monday night, Monday the 1st of July. It's 6:15. It'll be released as a premiere, so I will be attending and watching with you, and I can answer questions during it. So a big thank you to Dan's family for allowing me to do that, and honor him, because he was such a lovely soul. So what else? If you haven't joined my Facebook group, the link is below. Join the Facebook group. Every 2 weeks I do a live at 5, and I do a little astrology, and then afterwards, I have my cards and I answer questions, and we have a great time. So join that group, and I'm doing live at 5 tomorrow. That's Monday, the 1st of July, just before the premiere of Dan First's interview. So join me. So let's, without further ado, let's go to your astrology report, shall we? And before I go, happy World Pride. New York is buzzing with pride and love and colour. It's so wonderful. So happy Pride to everyone. Hello everyone, and welcome to the astrology section of your reading. And so much is happening this week. It is wild and crazy. Starting off on Monday, the 1st of July, Mars, the planet of passion and action and courage, is moving into Leo. Also courage, passion, fire, and open heart. So this is a really big shift in energy, and we're probably feeling it on Sunday. It's like it's about, saying what you mean. It's about being passionate. It's about taking action. It's about moving forward. It's about being heart-centered. And so that's a lovely energy. We just have to be careful. There's, of course, fire, there's two sides to passion. Fire is that wonderful sensual passion, and then there's that angry passion, right? So we have to be aware of that for some of us. Now, where it happens in your chart depends on how it affects you. If you would like to know more about that and would like a personal reading, you can go to my website and book a reading with me that can give you some more insight on how that will affect you and all the other aspects that are happening this week. Now, the big news is this total solar eclipse in Cancer. And it's very powerful. It's that Cancer, Capricorn kind of energy that's going to play out through to 2020. Now, this is a beautiful, it's all about our home, right? Because Cancer's about home, it's about nurturing, it's about family, it's about our roots. So it's all about what's going on at home. Now, eclipses are about change. They shake things up. Sometimes there's a little fear there for some of us because the inevitable happens when an eclipse comes into play. And we have this beautiful relationship going on at the same time with Neptune, right? So Neptune is in a trine to this eclipse. And also, this is, a total solar eclipse. So this is a new moon. These are new beginnings. So depending on where it lands in your chart, of course, it's in Cancer. So Cancers are going to feel different. They're going to come out. They're going to be renewed. This is happening in their first house of their identity, who they are. What's happening for them, what's changing within you. It happens with each sign in a different house, so it happens in a different way to each person. Now, we have, it's going to be about relationships for Cancer because we've got Saturn, the planet of lessons, structure, and rules, is opposite. Right? So this is bringing in some, sometimes these lessons aren't pleasant, but they need to happen. They need to happen for us to grow, and we need to grow. So we will be looking at perhaps, or especially Cancers, will be looking at relationships. What relationships do we need to repair? What relationships no longer serve for us? What behaviors no longer serve us? What is it that's holding us back? So it's really a time of self-reflection. It's also, a time of taking care of ourselves. Are we getting enough sleep? Are we getting enough nutrients? Are we getting enough exercise? Those kind of things, we need to really look at ourselves, and are we taking care of ourselves during this time? We need to nurture ourselves, right? So eclipses can have a little fear because change, nobody likes change. And so and things happen in a way sometimes that are disconcerting. But if we can embrace that change and we can really see, it's kind of karmic too, because, Saturn is the Lord of karma, right? So this is whatever has been at play for a while is going to kind of come out, and we're going to be forced to look at some things about ourselves and about our relationships. Or, if you are a Taurus, it's going to be about finances, and so on. So, Gemini about communication. And so anyway, I'm not going to go into the actual details on each sign, but it is a huge and powerful eclipse. Now, we really need to raise our vibration during this time and really take notice of our internal dialogue, and don't let us criticize ourselves, drop it. If we notice that, we need to change that. We need to have the highest vibration at this time to get us through. And meditation, if you're into it, is wonderful for that, for raising our vibration. Now, the next big thing is on Sunday, the 7th, when Mercury stations retrograde. Yes, darling, every summer Mercury goes retrograde. And here it is again. So it is in Leo at the moment, and it is about to backtrack. And by the mid-month, I think it'll be in Cancer yet again. This is always a time of reflection, right? When Mercury goes retrograde, it's a time to go in. It's a time to look at ourselves. It's a time to reorganize, regroup, get our ducks in a row, and get all our ducks in a row, because we need to be ready to go forward. It's not like you stop doing anything. You know, Mercury rules electronics. It's the intellect. It's important to look at how we communicate and you know, reflect on what changes that we can make going forward. Organize, you know, reorganize, you know. Listen, I always say declutter the mind is meditation, right? Declutter your home. You know, do things, work with the energies. When you work with the energy of a planet, you it's like having a little motor in your back, and you know, it's like going from a rowboat to a motorboat. Right? That's what we want. We want to be propelled by the universe. We want to work with the energies of the universe to get our life forward, to move forward more productively and happily, ultimately happily, right? And we'll be moving up to a lunar eclipse mid-month, and I'll talk about that probably in the next astrological report. So without further ado, guys, let's go to your tarot reading, shall we? Hello, Virgo, and welcome to your reading for July the 1st through July the 7th. One last shuffle for you. Okay, here we go. What wonderful guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Virgo for this coming week? 3 cards for Virgo, please. 3 cards for Virgo. 3 cards for Virgo. Two more cards for Virgo, please. 2 more cards for Virgo. Two more cards for Virgo, please. Oh my God. One more card for Virgo, please. One more card for Virgo. They all want to come out and then they go back in. There it is. Okay, lovely. These are clarifying cards for Virgo. Okay. Oh, my lipstick's cracking. I have to check it after. Okay, please clarify. Oh, there it is. Oh, and then clarify. Oh, darling. Oh, and then please clarify. Please clarify. Oh dear, 10 cards came out there. Oh, there it is. Okay. Alrighty then. Let's go to your card, shall we? Okay. The first card out for you is the 3 of Pentacles. Then you have, clarifying that, it's the 6 of Wands. Then you have the Devil. What a handsome devil he is. And then you have the 10 of Cups. The 2 of Wands, clarifying the 10 of Wands. Alrighty then. The first card out for you is the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, the 3 of Pentacles is about being the master. It's about being the master of your craft. It's about putting all the effort into creativity. He's so in the moment, but he's got all this, he's got these pentacles up above, right? So the Three of Pentacles is really giving your craft the attention and energy that it deserves. Look, even if you are a master can always improve, right? There's always a learning curve, or a progression forward. So really focus on that creative side to you. Be in the moment, and an expansion is possible. And look, clarifying that is the Six of Wands. So say, you know, even if you're not working and you're just doing something that's creative, really hone in on it, because you will be celebrated for it. This is public accolades. The Six of Wands is being publicly recognized for how your talents and how wonderful you are. Oh, my nose is itching like crazy. So the Six of Wands is being paraded and being adored and celebrated. That's it. You're celebrated. So definitely focus on this. Whatever your craft is or whatever your talent is, give it some time and attention this week particularly. And then you have the Devil, darling. That's too much emphasis on the material realm. So you need to be a little more spiritual. Don't do anything like, don't drink too much, don't, you know, watch the television too much, don't gamble too much, whatever it is that distracts you from everyday life. Don't do that. Resist the urge to overindulge. Step away from that piece of cake, Kathleen. Don't go for the second helpings. Those of you just tuning in, my sister Kathleen is a Virgo, so I often refer to her during the readings. Good job, she has a sense of humor. So yes, darling, stay away from this handsome devil, all right? Now, clarifying this handsome devil is the Ten of Cups. So this is saying that you have the opportunity to be really happy with your family and community. And I'm really good. The eclipse is happening in your 11th house, I believe, right? Your house of community. So there could be changes there. So you're probably communing, you're out there, you're having fun. Just don't have too much to eat or too much to drink. Stay lucid. And just enjoy the moment, be in the moment, because this is like all your emotional needs being met. This is like the happy ending, darling. I'll say no more. Here's the Two of Wands, right? That's the next. So you have a decision to make. There's a decision on the table. And look, clarifying it is the Ten of Wands. So that makes me think that you have to decide to delegate, drop some of these responsibilities. It's like you've taken on too much, and it's more than you can do. So sometimes I think that when the devil comes up, it's a fear of not having enough, and so you take on too much, because it's almost like a people pleasing, but it's also control. There's two sides of that, right? So it's like controlling, and it's doing too much because you're in fear of not having enough, right? You have to make this decision to delegate. You know, all this responsibility is holding you back. So it's about drawing boundaries. It's about asking for help. You know, sometimes you need to ask for help. Sometimes we think that people should read our minds and they should know we need the help. But guess what? They're not. They're looking at us, doing it all, thinking, oh, they're doing a really good job. Look at that. They don't even need any help. Right? And then we're over there getting really angry and pissed off because we're doing all the work, and can't they see we need help? Why aren't they offering to help? Right? I say we because I'm not a Virgo, but sometimes we all go there. We think that everyone should kind of know. and understand that we need help. So you have to ask for it, darling. Now, something has just popped out at me right on top. I don't know how it got there, and I'm being directed to bring in the King of Cups. And the King of Cups is about, he's a stoic leader. He reminds me really of Virgo. There's these emotions inside, but you know, Virgos tend to stuff those emotions down, stuff them down, control them, you know, by being busy, by doing lots of things, by doing, like this, just doing a lot of things, right? So that they don't feel the emotion, because Saturn is right on top of the King of Cups head, and Saturn is restriction, right? So he is repressing his feelings because he thinks he must remain stoic in order to be a good leader. But you are being asked, right, to allow some of those feelings out a little bit, because sometimes it's like a pressure cooker, right? You've got to let some of the steam go, because if you don't, you'll explode. I've seen my sister explode or implode. You know, standing still, but Virgos can't cope with feelings. They can't handle it. They think it's too much, right? So it's better that they're busy and doing things than to feel. But feel some feelings and take care of yourself, because if you don't let the pressure cooker, if you don't let the steam out of the pressure cooker, you know, it's not good for you or anyone within 10 feet of you. Step away from the pressure cooker. But just release that. Release some of those emotions. Practice releasing a little bit at a time, you know, because you've got to let, you know, you've got to let the pressure go. You have to let some of this burden go, you know. It's not good for you. It's not healthy for you. Virgo, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you. Please don't forget to like this video and share it with friends, family, or on social media, and comment. I live for comments and feedback. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week, or sooner, perhaps.